Welcome to this webinar presentation highlighting changes to HOT2000 version 11.2. Some highlights will indicate new fields and functionality, while others will draw attention to fields that exist in HOT2000 version 10, where a new data entry requirement is prescribed under the updated EnerGuide Rating System. This orientation has been designed primarily for those in the existing network to familiarize themselves with HOT2000 version 11 and to assist in preparation for writing the Energy Advisor exam. It is not meant to replace a thorough study of the EnerGuide Rating System HOT2000 User Guide and the EnerGuide Rating System Technical Procedures. This webinar is broken down into 4 sections. Section 1 is HOT2000 Help. Section 2, the Wizard. Section 3, the Main Interface. And Section 4, the Report Generator. Please note that from this point on, slide titles include section references to the EnerGuide Rating System HOT2000 User Guide version 15.2. HOT2000 Help has been updated to provide a broad, general discussion of HOT2000. One of the new features is embedded glossary definitions of italicized words where definitions are revealed by clicking on the word. This screen illustrates that when thermal resistance is clicked on, a glossary definition is provided, as seen in blue font. Clicking on thermal resistance again would cause the definition to disappear. Other new features include internal links, updated screen captures, descriptive pictures and diagrams, and the weather maps to identify weather locations, as may also be seen in the publication Maps of Climate Data. Section 2 is the Wizard. For the most part, the Wizard in HOT2000 version 11.2 is the same as it is in version 10, with only a few minor changes. One example of a change is the Info Field screen. The Info Field screen may still be accessed through the Wizard or in the main interface. In version 10, there are 10 pre-populated info fields. In version 11, there are an unlimited number of info fields. Click on the Add button to enable a row for data entry. Click in a cell to enter text. Rows are automatically assigned an information row number, such as Info 1, which may be renamed. Delete a row by clicking anywhere on the row and clicking on the Delete button. Throughout the Wizard, new building component selections have been added. There are now new options for insulation, cladding, and structure type. Clad insulation types have been renamed to indicate their thicknesses, and 4 new types have been added that include R19 at 5.5 inches, R24 at 5.5 inches, R35 at 10.5 inches, and R60 blown cellulose. For above-grade walls, 2 new exterior selections have been added: quartzitic and sandstone, and calcitic, dolomitic, limestone, marble, and granite. Version 10's Wizard had several choices for air conditioners. In version 11, options have been limited to central AC or not installed. Window air conditioners are considered atypical energy loads, the presence of which is indicated in the main interface. HOT2000's ventilation model has been completely redesigned, as will be seen in the main interface. For the Wizard, a change is in the reduction of the number of choices for ventilation system types and the types themselves. As seen here, central ventilation without heat recovery and HRV and other exhaust fans have been combined into whole house fan without heat recovery, and exhaust fans only has been renamed supplemental exhaust fan. Section 3 discusses the main interface. For the most part, the general screen is the same. A significant change is that the vermiculite drop-down menu has been relocated. Also, the mixed-use checkbox on this screen is not to be used. New procedures for these will be discussed later. The specification screen contains changes along with more specific modeling instructions. Presently, procedures for modeling multi-unit residential buildings using the updated EnerGuide Rating System are under development. As such, the selection for MERBs has been removed as a house type. In version 10, the Foundation Soil Condition button is typically not used. In version 11, it may be changed as long as the justification is provided in an info field. Modeling the wall color is a new requirement for version 11, but only applies if more than 50% of the walls are uninsulated. Choose from the drop-down menu the color that best represents the exterior finish of the uninsulated walls. This screen also contains two new fields, above and below grade heated floor areas. For a definition of heated floor area, please see the EnerGuide Rating System, Technical Procedures, section 3.5.1.6. The calculated heated floor areas are to be entered here by the Energy Advisor. Version 11 includes an updated weather library that must not be changed under the updated EnerGuide Rating System. This screen now includes fields for depth of frost line and heating degree days from weather file. These values will be automatically populated based on the region and location selected. The depth of frost line may be modified if necessary. In version 10, the Units and Mode screen contains an Application Mode section that can be used to select the mode in which to run the file, such as General, EnerGuide Rating for existing houses, or EnerGuide Rating new houses. This section has been removed in version 11 and has been replaced by the Programs drop-down menu. This menu currently has two selections: General, which does not restrict user inputs or apply prescriptive requirements to fields such as those in the base loads and temperature screens, and the EnerGuide Rating System that applies a relevant set of standard operating conditions as defined in the EnerGuide Rating System standard. This must be selected when evaluating a house under the EnerGuide Rating System. The house icon on the toolbar also permits the program selection. Selecting EnerGuide Rating System also changes the name next to the gear icon on the tree from Program Inputs to EnerGuide Rating System. Although the screen for ceilings remains the same as version 10, a new modeling requirement is the entry of the heel height. The advisor can collect the heel height from building plans or enter a value of 0.1 meters or 0.33 feet for houses constructed before 1990 and 0.13 meters or 0.43 feet for houses constructed in 1990 and more recent. In EnerGuide for New Houses, version 10, an energy credit was calculated for the buffering effect of garages. In version 11, various building components that may benefit from buffering, such as a wall or door, include a box labeled Adjacent to Enclosed Unconditioned Space. When this box is checkmarked, HOT2000 will add RSI 0.16 or R0.9 to the wall and all of its subcomponents, such as windows, doors, and floor headers. Subcomponent boxes are automatically checkmarked. The requirement to model buffered components now applies to all houses, new and existing. For houses that are not constructed with headers, such as with loom framing or stone houses, the header may be combined with the wall section it is associated with. If this is done, make note of the scenario in the data collection forms. Other than the Adjacent to Enclosed Unconditioned Space checkbox, the window screen has not changed, but there are new requirements for its use. The updated EnerGuide Rating System requires the measuring and modeling of the width and height of each window. Also, the window type for each window must be specified, such as picture, hinged, or slider with sash. For windows that have a window area that is 50% or more operable, that is, not fixed and can be opened, model the entire window with the observed operable window type option, for example, hinged, slider with sash, patio door, or semi-sash slider. If less than 50% is operable, model the window type as picture. As shown in this slide, 4 user-defined codes have been added to HOT2000 to simplify modeling and contribute to consistency. The new codes are for glass block, metal window with storm, tubular daylighting device, and wood window with storm. If documentation about a specific window has been provided to the Energy Advisor, then a custom window may be designed using the new overall window characteristics feature in the code editor. This new method requires the following details to be entered in the code editor: glazing type, overall thermal resistance, frame height, solar heat gain coefficient, window style, fill gas, and coating type. The door screen 2 remains unchanged other than the adjacent to enclosed unconditioned space checkbox. As stated in section 7.7 of the HOT2000 User Guide, for a single door, the use of HOT2000 defaults for width and height is acceptable. For all doors that are more complex, such as double doors or doors with side lights, the width and height determined according to the procedures must be entered. Steel polyurethane has been removed as a door type selection, and both steel and fiberglass medium density spray foam core have been added. An adjacent to enclosed unconditioned space checkbox has been added to the exposed floor screen 2. An example of when the Energy Advisor would checkmark this box is when modeling the exposed floor of a conditioned room above a garage. Regarding foundations, do not model a walkout using the walkout screens. The wall floor construction screens for each foundation type include new fields. Additions to each are the floor below frost line and floor above frost line radio buttons, as well as the heated floor checkbox. Typically, the defaults for the floor's relation to the frost line will be correct, but may be changed when necessary. The heated floor checkbox should not be confused with the calculated heated floor areas. This box is to be checkmarked when the foundation floor is heated with embedded heat ducts, cables, or pipes. Slab on grade also has an integral footing checkbox. Checkmark the integral footing box when it applies. Note that all 4 of these new fields only impact the reference house. When modeling a basement, always select Standard Door Open from the Opening to Upstairs drop-down menu. The HOT2000 User Guide provides a simplified approach to basement modeling to promote greater consistency and reproducibility. Insulation configuration VCCB4 is to be used for all concrete basements that have either full slab insulation or are uninsulated. If the interior or exterior walls or slab is uninsulated, a user-specified R value of 0 is to be entered for each. Insulation configuration VCCB8 is to be used for all concrete basements that have partial slab insulation. A clarification has been provided for floors above foundation. The exterior finish, or the finish applied to the underside of the joist, is to be modeled if 50% of the ceiling is finished. So if 50% of the ceiling is drywalled, the entire floors above foundation would be modeled as being drywalled. For crawl spaces, in version 10, the total wall height modeled in HOT2000 represents only the wall height above grade. In version 11, the total wall height is measured from the top of the crawl space floor to the bottom of the floor joist above. The depth below grade is the weighted average height of the crawl space wall below grade. Notice in the tree that a header can be added to a crawl space. The modeling of crawl space floor headers and rim joists is a new program requirement. In version 10, houses assessed under EnerGuide for New Homes could receive energy credits for various house components. These fields were located under base loads. Energy credits have been removed from version 11, and the field for low-flush toilets has been relocated. No changes are to be made to any of the base load screens fields for the updated EnerGuide Rating System. Under power generation, the wind energy contribution field is not operable in version 10 EnerGuide for Houses mode. In version 11, to enter a wind energy contribution, checkmark the box and enter the contribution in kilowatt hours per year. The power generation screen also has a solar ready checkbox that is to be checkmarked if it is known that the house is built so. The HOT2000 User Guide in sections 7.12.1 and 7.12.2 provide instructions on how to model multiple photovoltaic systems based on whether they are of like specifications and configurations or are different. A new checkbox has been added to the main heating and cooling system screen called Account for Shading and F280 Design Cooling Loads. This box must remain checkmarked. The Integrated Mechanical System selection has been replaced in version 11 by a new button for modeling P9 to 11 systems. When selected, a tab will appear that allows access to the modeling screens. Modeling procedures for an integrated mechanical system are located in section 7.14.9 of the HOT2000 User Guide. HOT2000 contains an internal library of CSA P9 to 11 tested combos to simplify the data entry process. If the manufacturer and model are known, select Library from the Data Type menu. Select the manufacturer name and model, and all required fields will be populated, with the exception of the number of P9 systems, which needs to be entered manually. Clicking on the Edit Details button reveals additional information about the system, including the system's energy source. For heating systems, modeling the flue diameter is a new requirement. The default value may be used unless there is a non-dampered combustion air supply present. In such a case, use the table in section 7.14.6 of the HOT2000 User Guide to determine the adjusted flue diameter input for HOT2000. For air source heat pumps, specify whether the equipment is a central split system, a central single package system, or mini-split ductless. For air conditioners, only central systems are now modeled, using the same drop-down menu selections as mentioned for air source heat pumps. Indicate the presence of window or portable air conditioners in the Atypical energy load screen as accessed by clicking on EnerGuide Rating System in the tree. New data entry fields have been added to the domestic hot water screen. For example, when standby is selected from the energy factor menu, the standby heat loss, thermal efficiency, and input capacity fields are enabled. Two more new fields are the slope and azimuth for solar domestic hot water systems. Although tank volume and tank location are not new fields, the requirement to model these details is new. Define the tank's volume using a drop-down selection when the assessed size is available to select. If the assessed volume is not available in the drop-down menu, choose User Specified and enter the correct volume in the associated field. When an integrated heat pump is modeled, the HP/COP field appears. Do not use the tankless heat pump or heat pump selections from the tank type drop-down menu. The drain water heat recovery checkbox is located in the same place as it is in version 10. However, when it is checkmarked, an Edit DWHR Data button is enabled. Clicking on this button opens a screen for modeling a drain water heat recovery unit. The user has a choice of selecting the manufacturer and model of the unit from HOT2000's drop-down library menus, or selecting generic from the manufacturer drop-down. In the latter case, when the efficiency is not known, from the model drop-down, select low efficiency if the length of the unit is less than 2.54 meters or 100 inches, or medium efficiency if the length is equal to or greater than 2.54 meters or 100 inches. Regardless of the modeling approach used, the installation's configuration also needs to be specified. The interface of the new ventilation model in version 11 has been divided into 3 tabs: Whole House Ventilation System, Whole House Components, and Supplemental Components. The first screen is used to enter general data about the whole house ventilation system, such as the ductwork configuration and fan power when dedicated ductwork with transfer fans is selected. The other 2 screens are identical in appearance, with the exception that a dryer may be modeled only as a supplemental component. It is not necessary to model any dryer information, as it will be automatically factored in when calculations are performed. From the ventilator fan type drop-downs, select the systems that are part of the whole house system or are supplemental components and model respectively. Click on the Edit Details button for each type to enter various details regarding the ventilator fan type selected. If a range hood, bathroom fans, or other fans are not part of the whole house ventilation system, they are to be modeled in the Supplemental Components screen. In the Supplemental Components screens, only model up to one range hood and two bathroom fans and the actual number of utility fans as was assessed. For all ventilation systems, enter the fan flow rate if known, otherwise default values may be used. When air leakage is modeled as an upgrade in version 10.51, HOT2000 performs an internal calculation that produces a target ACH and ELA, which may be 10% or something more stringent. In version 11, a 10% reduction is automatically applied when natural air infiltration is upgraded. If desired, an alternative target may be manually input in the upgrade case. To access the EnerGuide Rating System inputs, first select the EnerGuide Rating System either from the toolbar menu or from the Units and Mode screen. Next, click on the EnerGuide Rating System icon in the tree to gain access to its main screen. Note that the RUR Comments or Renovation Upgrade Report Comments tab is always present on the screen. This will be discussed shortly. Also, this screen is the new location of the vermiculite reporting drop-down menu. A selection must be made in order to run a calculation or save a file. Check marking a box will cause the corresponding tab to populate the screen. Then click on the tab to access the Apply Household Operating Conditions, Atypical Energy Loads, Water Conservation, Apply Reduced Operating Conditions, and Reference House screens. As per Section 7.17.5 of the HOT2000 User Guide, the Reference House screen has been included solely for research purposes and must not be checkmarked in EnerGuide Rating System files. Household operating conditions are conditions specific to each house and are based on information provided by the homeowner about the number of occupants normally living in a home and energy and water use habits. These conditions are only collected as part of the renovation upgrade service. This information is used to calculate annual estimated household energy use. If the homeowner provided information on one or all of the household operating conditions, use this screen to enter the information. Options for customized information include the number of occupants in the house, thermostat settings, the number of months that the cooling system is used, if the clothes washer is front-loading or Energy Star, if 50% or more of the light bulbs in the house are CFL or LED, and if the fridge, stove, and dishwasher are less than 5 years old. Atypical energy loads are energy loads that are not common to most houses, but could account for significant energy consumption when present. These loads are not included in the annual energy consumption calculation. This screen contains checkboxes for various atypical energy loads. If any are observed, check mark the applicable boxes. Atypical energy loads consist of de-icing cables, heated garage, hot tub, extensive exterior lighting, swimming pool, non-residential occupancy, mixed use, and room air conditioner, which allows for a count of such units, including recording a count of Energy Star units. The number of low-flush toilets observed or toilets recommended to be upgraded are now modeled in the Water Conservation screen. When the renovation upgrade service is provided, if the number of toilets in the recommended upgrade field is greater than the number of those in the observed base field, the renovation upgrade report will include water conservation measures text. The Reduced Operating Conditions screen is used for modeling reduced operating conditions for zero-rated homes. To be eligible to apply these reductions, a house must have a net annual energy consumption of 0 gigajoules when the conditions are applied. Otherwise, the standard operating conditions will apply. Reductions may be applied to lighting based on the percentage of CFLs or LEDs in the house, actual appliance energy consumption for the 5 appliances listed, hot water savings for an ENERGY STAR certified clothes washer and dishwasher, and hot water savings for reduced water consumption due to bathroom faucets and shower heads with a reduced flow rate. The EnerGuide Rating System results screen replaces version 10's calculation results screen. The first section contains the house's rating, energy use intensity metric, and the house's greenhouse gas production. Also presented here is the EnerGuide Rating System reference house's rating, along with the percentage that the modeled house's rating is higher or lower than the reference house. Of particular importance, as seen in the top right of the screen, is the replacement of the target ACH and the total critical month ACH with Q total and Q warn values. See the EnerGuide Rating System standard for more details. The second section consists of a breakdown of the rated annual energy consumption for individual mechanicals and a breakdown of the rated annual energy production of renewables with the resultant net energy for the house, the rating. Also listed here are the fenestration and door-to-wall ratio for the modeled house, the fenestration and door-to-wall ratio used by the reference house, and the design heat loss and design heat gain. The third section is a list of the different runs that HOT2000 performed, along with the net gigajoule estimate associated with each run. Section 4 provides breakdowns of the gross and net annual fuel consumption. At the top left of the screen, there are 3 tabs. Clicking on the Upgrade tab reveals a screen almost identical to the base screen, with values representing the upgrade case of the HOT2000 file. Notice in the third section that upgrade runs have been performed for the house with household operating conditions and for the house with standard operating conditions. For each run type, there is an estimated net gigajoules per year consumption by individual upgrade and collectively. In version 10, the report is customized by selecting or deselecting text options on the Report Text tab of the Energy Upgrade screen. This tab and screen has been removed from version 11. In version 11, the upgrade screen is still to be used for indicating the order in which recommendations will appear on the renovation upgrade report. To populate Energy Advisor comments in the upgrade report, enter text for each upgraded component in the RUR comment screen located in the EnerGuide Rating System screen. Please note that an upgrade will be displayed in the renovation upgrade report only if the upgrade improves the energy rating of the house. In the upgrade case, checkmark the Energy Star box of any upgraded component to trigger an Energy Star discussion in the renovation upgrade report. The HOT2000 User Guide in Section 7.18.1 contains this table that indicates HTML tags that may be used. The HOT2000 file needs to be saved in an H2K format for file submission and for generating the label and report. Once all entries have been made in HOT2000, the last step must be to run the file, Alt-C, so that all modeling is applied to the file. Once completed, save the file. If an existing file is opened and changes are made, the same process must be followed for the changes to be applied to the file. In version 10, the homeowner upgrade report is generated by selecting it from the Reports drop-down menu in the toolbar. In version 11, a separate piece of software, the Report Generator, is used to generate the label, homeowner information sheet, and renovation upgrade report. To generate a report, open the Report Generator. In the House File field, click on Browse to browse for and upload the H2K file. In the House Picture field, click on Browse to browse for and upload the picture of the front of the house that will appear on the front page of the Homeowner Information Sheet and Renovation Upgrade Report. In the House Picture Preview section, verify that the correct picture has been downloaded. In the Report List section, highlight the label or report for the language in which the PDF is to be generated in. Note that multiple selections can be made by holding the Control or Shift keys. When doing so, the selected reports and labels will all be generated simultaneously. Click on Generate Report to generate the label and report or reports. Some omissions or errors in the file will prevent the generation of the reports. When that is the case, the error will have a brief description in the bottom section of the screen. In this slide, we see that the street name was not entered into HOT2000. This concludes the HOT2000 orientation webinar.